Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Principals Podcast. And today we have a very special guest. These brothers have single-handedly taken over the Miami real estate market, single-handedly. And they did one of the biggest cryptocurrency transactions for real estate, and actually the first here in North America. Ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Ryan Farbstein.
Appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you. I want to start by saying I'm extremely proud of you and what you've been able to build. I think it's a beautiful thing when you get to on our business and on our side of things. Our clients are not just clients. You know, we like to predicate ourselves on transcending the transaction, which is
100%.
kind of our brokerage's motto. And to watch you grow from where you were to where you are now has been a
100%.
beautiful thing. So
Thank you, bro.
It's such an honor to be on here, number one. Number two, it's a beautiful thing to watch you blossom into the fucking absolute
My brother,
G
thank you
that
so
you
much.
are
Thank you.
right now. I've watched you travel the world. I watched you do some things that, some incredible things. I spoke at, your first event at Miami, and I've been a big supporter and a big advocate of the Circle Syndicate since day one. And moving forward, whatever else you need, I'm an open book, and I'm always here to, support and bring whatever I can to the table.
100%, man. No, we go back a few years.
Yeah.
Actually, when I first came to Miami, Farb actually got us the mansion. When we weren't even supposed to get approved for it. We had no documents. But because of connections, guys, he got us a mansion on the water. Actually, one of the only mansions in that area or in Miami, I don't know, you could correct me, with a beach, like a walk-in beach.
That's absolutely accurate.
Yeah, and it was a movie. We built our whole network from there on. But, I'm also very proud of you, bro. I've seen you grow from where you were when we started linking up to now. And, why don't you give the viewers a little background on, what it is you do, how you got here, and what you're up to right now.
Sure, absolutely. So, like Kane said, that was a wild deal. And I think everything in life, whether it's real estate, which is, our bread and butter, or any other business, I think that it's all network based and what you can do and how you can make deals happen and not taking no for an answer. So, that deal, I wasn't taking no for an answer. That was going to happen one way or another. So, I'm a pretty convincing guy. I went to the seller or the landlord at the time and the owner, and I said to them, basically, here's what's happening. Here's the deal. You're not saying no. It's going to happen. These are, great group of guys, and it's going to be great for the property. And it ended up being one of the best experiences ever.
100%.
Because at the same time, we also had sold the 2 houses next door. So basically, you guys owned 3 houses adjacent to one another. And like you said, on one of the only man-made beaches that go along with all the waterfront property in Miami. So
100%.
Basically, all 3, for the viewers, all 3 of those properties were interconnected by a man-made beach at low tide, and you guys could just basically, instead of using the front door, you guys would just go in the backyards, which were paradise to begin with, and then you would just walk house to house on that beach.
100%.
Which is absolutely insane. Also on one of the most exclusive private islands in Miami. Just for privacy reasons, I won't disclose where.
My brother.
Yeah, an absolute sick house. I'll never forget it. Unbelievable time. And from there, it's only gotten better. So, that's where we started. That's where the whole story starts. So, to give the viewers and to give everybody a little bit of a history and background, my brother and I are 2 of the biggest real estate agents in the country. We work for the #1 brokerage in the country that focuses on the top 1% of the 1% of deals. We previously had been working for Douglas Elliman, which was the largest brokerage in the country. And the issue that we found there was that we were bringing in 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 million listings, $100 million listings, and somebody else in the company was bringing in a $200,000 house. So the marketing didn't make sense, right? If you have a $200,000 house, but I'm selling your $40 million mansion, well, why is that? There's no branding behind that. There's no continuity. So we joined forces with who we feel and who undoubtedly is the most powerful group of people that we could have joined forces with. And it's been absolute. It's been a dream ever since. So we've done some of the largest deals in history. The most notable being the cryptocurrency transaction for one of the most exclusive and nicest penthouses ever built in Miami.
Wow.
and we've sold some of the best penthouses, 35 upwards of 35 million, 50 million, all the way up. So we've done some of the biggest high and highest ticket price sales in real estate in, I like to say, the world.
That's crazy, man.
So I don't really want to limit us to just one market, but we really specialize in the South Florida market. So my brother and I, we're a brother duo, we're a team. We do everything together. If I didn't have my brother, I don't know where I would be. I think that's my biggest blessing and my biggest advantage in life is that we have each other. So
100%.
Anybody that is close with their siblings, I hope that they build something meaningful and they do it in a way that's, based on morality and family and who else do you want to win with in life if it's not your brothers. And if you don't have a blood brother, then you need to go out and you need to go find brothers.
100%. 100%.
I would argue that we're brothers.
We are 100%, bro. 100%.
So I think that that's a really important lesson that I think everybody should take to heart, is that they should go out, they should find and build a network of strong, like-minded individuals that they can trust. It doesn't need to be a large group, group. It's much different than having just a small circle of people that you can trust, that you can do business with. And what you've built alongside Ali with the Circle Syndicate is a great testament to exactly that.
100%, man.
You've put together basically a group of some of the best people in all their respective fields, and everybody's doing deals together. Everybody's working in harmony. Everybody's got an initiative to do better, to bring more to the table, to really push the needle. And I think that's a testament to you and your leadership, to everybody that's in there. So
my brother. No, it's everything you just said. There was a few key points that I grabbed out of that for the viewers. You used to work with another brokerage, and you killed it. I mean, that's where you did the biggest cryptocurrency transaction. How much volume did you guys do in your time being there?
Oh, hundreds of millions of dollars.
That's crazy, bro.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. So anybody that's in sales in any capacity, whether it's solar, whether it's insurance, whether it's direct sales, whether it's drop shipping, it doesn't matter. Sales are sales.
Yes.
We've done hundreds of millions of dollars, and very close. We just took over 2 new developments, and we're continuing to increase our sales exponentially. And the next marker is, no longer talking hundreds of millions. Now we're talking billions.
100%. It's all about leveling up to the next level. And for the viewers, something that he said that really stuck out to me, guys, is that he was doing amazing where he was. He could have chilled. He could have said, you know what, fuck it, we're doing good, hundreds of millions of dollars a year. But what is the next level? And they realized something, that they weren't in the right circle at the time. And they leveled up to another circle, which is then going to help them push their deals and be able to empower them to be in a better position. I think it's the same thing in life. In your current circle right now, if the people aren't helping you get to where you want to get, and if they're not aligned with you, you have to find that new circle, whether that's a brokerage, whether that's your team, whether that's your company. You have to find the right people that align with you.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. And just to give everybody watching some context, right now we're sitting on a Pershing, an 8X. It's an 85-foot boat. It's arguably one of the it's a dream boat right now.
Yeah.
So we love the toys. We love the watches, we love the jewelry, we love the cars, we all have it all, but I think the most important thing that we have is each other.
100%.
Because you can strip all of that away, you could take it away from you could take it away from me, and you know what, it's the resilience and the ability to build it all back that really separates people like you and I,
100%.
and my brother and everybody else, and Ali and the rest of the guys from everybody else. It's how much stress can you handle, it's how much can you bounce back from, and it's how much can you tolerate. And so our appetite is extremely large.
Clearly. Yeah, this is guys, by the way, this is our first podcast doing it other than a studio. We're on a yacht right now, as you guys can see. It's their yacht too. It's not a rented yacht.
This is no rental. This is no rental. This is paid for in cash.
100%. So, you're in the real estate. What do you do right now in terms of, are you currently investing yourself? Like, what does your life look like in terms of investing and such things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're always actively investing. We are also in development. So, we come from a development background. So we're always looking for deals. We're always building. Right now we're building 12 different spec homes. We just finished a sellout of all of our condos that we bought pre-construction, which for people that aren't aware, if you have the ability to buy pre-construction Schedule A in a luxury building with a great architect, a great developer on a great piece of property, and you can get in Schedule A or Tier 1, whatever you want to call it, if you can get in and at the right price, then those will always turn out. Unfortunately, Canada's a little bit of a different
I
situation.
mean, I lost 150K on a deal like that, but it wasn't luxury. I bought it at the top of the market. I was so obsessed with, getting into real estate. But in certain places like Miami,
right?
yeah, it was a lesson. It was a $150,000 lesson. Nonetheless, I learned a lot. But, next time I'm just going to invest in a better area.
Yep.
I'm going to invest in a place where, it's thriving, like Miami.
Yeah,
you would think, so actually, let's talk about it. What is your current stance on the market right now in Miami?
The market in Miami has become the hedge against all other markets. So, if you're well diversified, given the economic and the world conditions going on right now, Miami has become the hedge. That's why you're seeing the biggest names come down here and move hundreds of millions of dollars into this market. Is it a coincidence that Jeff Bezos closed on 2 monster lots on Indian
I saw
Creek?
that.
Is it a coincidence that all these other monster names, and there's no reason for privacy and whatever to go through them, but if you're paying attention, you're perspicacious enough, who's moving here, how much money's coming in, and these people are buying these prime properties and in these luxury developments because they know that it's the hedge. So whether you're buying cryptocurrency as a hedge, you can't just be all in crypto, you can't be all in real estate, you have to be well diversified, can't be all in gold bars, you have to have your hands all over the place, and Miami has become the best and most protected market in the United States right now.
Wow.
So if there was anywhere to invest in the U.S., it's Miami, and there's a reason why. You follow the money.
Yeah.
It's no secret. There are no trade secrets in this world, right? Real estate is all public knowledge. So you follow where the money's going because they know what you probably don't know.
Guys, if you guys aren't paying attention, stop paying attention to all the bullshit gurus online. Follow the fucking money. Listen. Yeah. They say that, they think Miami's going to be underwater in X amount of years. But then why the fuck are billionaires and banks lending here in Miami, right?
It's on the water.
So all your climate change bullshit, guys, you guys need to follow the money and really question if the people with the money are pushing the climate change bullshit. Why? First off, is the real question. And secondly, why are they still buying properties in places like Miami that are hurricane season? You have a lot of these occurrences. Why, right? And you got to follow the money. So another question I have for you is, what would you credit your success to? What is one lesson or one thing or principle that you live by that you could accredit most of your success to?
I'm going to credit that to my brother.
Wow.
I am fortunate enough to work alongside my best friend, my brother. He's been my support. He's been my motivating factor. He's been the greatest blessing that has ever happened and come into my life. So, I'm going to credit that to answer your question. So having somebody on my team with unwavering self-belief in me and him to deliver and to do what needs to be done, to do what we've been able to do, has been, what I would accredit our success to. And I think that if you were to put that into a mantra, it is never take no for an answer.
100%.
So it doesn't matter how many cold calls we make. It doesn't matter how many door knocks, we do. It doesn't matter how many people or networking events we go and work. We'll work every room. And it doesn't matter how much we've sold. We've never lost our humility along the way.
Wow.
So I think that's a really important lesson that people should really take and learn from, is that, no matter how big you are, you're never too big to do the small things that got you to where you are. So it actually becomes more fun to go do those things, right? Because now you don't think, okay, you sell hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate. You're selling 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 million properties, $200 million properties. It's even more fun to go door knocking now. It's like, hey, are they going to open the door? Let's see. Let's see how this pans out. And it becomes, fun. So another thing is that people, they lose they get complacent, and I think that you got to keep pressing and pushing the limits. That's something that's, my brother keeps me pushing the limit, right? I have to deliver, and he has to deliver for me. So between the two of us, we know that we have to just keep going harder and harder and harder, and we know that there's still higher levels that we could reach.
100%.
Right? So we can always continue to level up and grow. So I think growth is another thing, and another thing that I'd like to attribute some of that to is, when we look at each other, when we manage we kind of audit our business and what we're doing. We say, you know, what's next? How do we get there? What's our game plan? It's really important to have a plan to get there, because otherwise it's just nonsense and talk.
Wow.
Right? So we create a plan, we execute on that plan, and we've delivered tenfold.
Wow.
And, you know, we've even surpassed what we even believed that we were going to be able to do. We always knew that we would be able to, you know, shift mountains and make shit happen, but we underestimated how quickly we were going to be able to do it, and to what degree we'd be able to do it.
No, that's absolutely amazing, guys. You know, having someone that you could have in your corner, whether it's one person, a team, preferably though, blood, guys. A lot of people, we grow up, we get in fights with our siblings, and a lot of us treat our siblings like the enemies. But that could also be your greatest ally. And when I raise my children, I'm going to raise them to be close like how your parents raised you guys. I think that's a huge thing that I see, because that bond is unbreakable, first. And then secondly, you know, about creating the plans, setting the targets, the KPIs, and not just having a dream, but creating the actionable roadmap to get there, I think is super crucial, and something that you guys have executed on greatly.
Yeah.
You know?
I couldn't agree more. I think that those are the family values that need to be instilled in all men right now.
I think we need it more than ever.
I think we need it more than ever right now. I think some people don't understand what real brotherhood is, whether it's blood or not. And if you do have blood, I really can't understand how people don't work alongside, and whether it's work or not, just get along with their siblings. You know, let's dial it back and take money and business and all this out of it. How do you not just love and appreciate your brother? Yeah. You know, that's God's gift. So, you know, I think I said this at the original syndicate event. I said, you know, the most important takeaway is build something meaningful with the people that you love.
Wow. 100%. What are the biggest lessons that you've learned along the way to get to where you are now?
Assess your losses, because we're all going to lose.
Yep.
Understand why. Look at your chessboard. You know that if you lose in chess, it's your fault, ultimately. Mm-hmm. Take total and self-accountability for how that happened. Fix it moving forward. Don't make those same mistakes twice, and continue to build upon the infrastructure and the foundation that you built, right? You wouldn't build a home on a non-solid foundation.
100%. That is amazing tips, guys. He's dropping gems right now. You guys, this is some billionaire talk right now. Like, you guys really got to tune in. I'm serious.
So I got this billionaire from the boys, because they came to Miami and they had like such charisma and like such a crazy attitude, and they were having so much fun, and you know, it was beautiful to watch and see. That's why we have a special relationship
100%,
and friendship, because I've watched you just build this empire, but have fun along the way. Like, that's the most important thing, because if you don't love what you're doing and you don't love what it is that you're trying and looking to accomplish, then, you know, what good is it, right?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like work, and that's what a lot of people get mistaken. It's like, when I wake up every day and I hop on my calls, we run 3 businesses, you know, it's not work for me, because I love the process. And guys, if you're in the beginning stages, if you're not where you want to be yet, trust me, enjoy that shit, because if I could right now, I would go back to my mom's basement just to feel that hunger again.
Absolutely.
Because, like, trust me, it's like, the where you are now in life isn't going to be where you are in the future if you're the right type of person. You take enough action, and you have to enjoy the process. It's like when you're running through the forest chasing your prey, you have to learn to smell the greenery, see see everything around you, fully indulge in the process and fall in love with the process. That's something that I've learned along my way. Is like, I used to want to rush, and I still have no patience. I'm like, I need $1 billion right now. Where's my billion?
I get the text,
yeah. But it's like, along the way, I always have to remind myself that I'll never be in this position again. I'll never be this young again. Yeah. And one day I'll be in my 50s talking to my grandchildren, telling them about the journey. And think about it, when you're older, you would love to come back to the days where you're young, hungry. You know, it's like that energy, right? That will go away in time. Hopefully not, but it's all about having the right perspective on this journey. And now leads me into my next question. When you got started off, how did you get started off in real estate first off? Like, you know, did you go to school? Did you drop out of school? If you did school, then what'd you do after that? How'd you get into real estate? What was your introduction into it?
Right. So, yeah, of course, I went to college. Traditionally, I went to school up in Boca at Lynn, and it was one of the best experiences ever. I think that if you are in a position where you're able to go to college and still blend work. If right now in today's society, you really don't need college. That degree doesn't do absolute shit for me. It doesn't mean
100%.
anything. But what I did learn from that experience was I didn't go to college to sit in the classroom to learn from teachers that I was making more money than in one day than they would make all year. I went to college to build a network. I went with the intent to go meet as many people as I could. That being said, I put myself in Boca. If people don't know that are viewing where Boca is, it's a little bit more north. It's about 45 minutes north of Miami, and it's one of the wealthiest cities in America.
Wow.
And it's also one of the safest cities in America. So when I would pull up to my college, it would be, we were all pulling up in supercars, but
Wow.
it was, you would see some of the wealthiest people from all over the globe. It's one of the most internationally friendly and international based colleges. So I was able to build an international network just on the people that I've met. And
that's so
literally
crazy.
Some of our best deals have come from, college, from the people that we met through in college. And my brother went to University of Tampa, which is on, a little bit more north, a couple hours. And, he went with the same intent. Our intent wasn't, oh, we're going to learn business from a guy that's making $75K a year. But we went there with the intent to, let's build a network. Let's meet as many people as possible. We know that there's tons of money coming in here. We know that these are not cheap colleges to go to. So when you go in with the intent, so that's a little bit of the background to answer your question about college. Yes, I did go. I did it more so to, of course, appease my parents. My parents wanted us to go to college. So my brother and I, we both went. And the lesson that we learned was go there with the intent to build a network and to make something of yourself while you were there. So we figured out ways to generate income and make money and do deals, and figured out creative ways to partner and build those networks out and just have fun.
Yeah.
That was really the key, and not end up too fucked and in jail. So excuse my French, but
it's all good. We're on the pod. Yeah, you can talk.
I know we're on the pod.
It's all good, buddy. No, 100%. So, when you got started, did you ever have like a struggle phase in getting into the business, trying to find success, or did it just come to you from having a great network?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we come from a very powerful family. We're no rags to riches story. So a lot of people, they have that kind of story to go off of. We don't. And so what we did was we were lucky and blessed enough to come from a very powerful family. Our mom really taught us the fundamentals of, love and generosity and humility and all these, great things from a mother's perspective. And from our father's perspective, he taught us how to become men, how to run businesses, how to be great fathers, providers, and do all these things. So, we're extremely grateful that our mom taught us how, everything that she could to teach us how to be emotionally intelligent and to care, and from our father how to provide and how to run businesses and how to really be perspicacious, seek opportunity, seize opportunity, and profit from opportunity. So
that's amazing, man.
That's a little bit of the history. So we grew up in New Jersey. So we had a great network in New Jersey and New York. So it was kind of blended. So we were able to take that network from New Jersey, New York, and during COVID, or maybe I should, call it something else.
During the time.
During the time, my brother and I, we had our hands in a couple different businesses, and at that time we decided and we said, look, we're going to go all in. And I think that that's a great learning lesson for anybody that's tuning in. Is you have to go all in no matter what you're doing.
100%.
You really got to give it your all. So we said, hey, we're spread a little too thin. We're making tons of money all over the place, but let's really dial in. Let's go all in on this, because we saw the opportunity. We saw the shift happening before it even happened. And we said, well, people are going to be exiting these places at an astronomical rate. And who's going to be the conduit that serves those people? So we said, just the same way that, you and I came in contact, it was, I'm free in Canada, who am I calling?
Yeah.
So it was the same thing for New York, New Jersey. I'll call them blue states, if you will, to be politically correct. And I won't go into too many details, but, California was becoming a failed society. New York was becoming a failed society in real time. The radical policy was driving Chicago. Can't forget about Chicago. Chicago was a huge driver. The radical policy and people fed up with what had been going on, and just the lockdown itself forced people to realize how much home actually meant to them. So that was the best asset that we could possibly sell.
Wow.
And we realized that we wanted to focus and dial in on the 1% of those sales. So we didn't get into the market. We went in with the intent to go sell the higher ticket items, knowing that we weren't going to focus on, small deals, 300,000, 400,000. Our numbers were much larger, because if we can get a, superior knowledge base in providing that information to the right people, then we knew that we could be the conduit to make that happen, and the agents or brokers to make that happen.
Wow.
So we saw that happening early. We made the shift. We went all in, and about 5 years later now, hundreds of millions of dollars sold, some of the most expensive properties in the world. Very proud of what we've been able to build, but we're not even close to where we want to go. So it's just a continuous reminder of what's going and where we're going. So
what's the vision in the next 10 years for you? What does that look like?
In the next 10 years is obviously freedom. That's the only worthy goal for anybody. It doesn't matter what industry.
What type of freedom?
Freedom to do whatever it is that we want. We have a very thin. We kept ourselves very slim right now. We didn't grow a large team. We didn't want to be responsible for a whole bunch of agents and them doing all deals. We wanted to really go all in and focus on what we had on the table and really serve our clients to basically white glove service our clients. So that they felt that they weren't getting pushed off to some of our team members, so that when you call me looking for property, or other friends and clients that we have, that they were getting us. And when we were listing property, that it was us, either myself, Max, or both of us, showing those properties. It wasn't a team. And I think a lot of people make that mistake. Let's just grow teams so that we can get our sales volume up, so that we can compete at the highest levels. And that was one of the things that was very difficult in the beginning of the business, was, how do you compete with these brokers and these agents that are doing billions of dollars in sales, and you're a new agent coming into the market? How do you break into that market? How do you start taking some of that market share from them? And what we realized is it's not a competition, it's a collaboration.
Wow.
Right? So people really confuse the two, and they don't understand it fully. So let's hypothetically say you want a property. I have to go call that agent, and we have to get a deal done. But me and the hypothetical seller's agent need to collaborate to get the deal done, right? To secure the property for you, and so the seller is willing to sell. So it's about collaboration. It's not about competition.
Wow.
So yes, competition is the driver of. It's the driver of success, but at the same time, collaboration is what's really getting the deals done. So we also wanted to make sure that we were transcending the transaction, meaning that we were going far and beyond, so that we were providing something to our clients that other people weren't. So we were tied into all of the hospitals. I sit on the board of the hospital, do a lot of philanthropy work. So when they needed medical care, they came to us. When they needed reservations at the hottest restaurants, when you come to Miami, you call me, hey, Ryan, I want to get into Rayos. I want to get into Carbone. I want to get into Casa Tua. I want to go to all these different restaurants and all these different places, Komodo, and the list goes on, right? I want to go to all these places. It's who's going to help you acclimate into the Miami world, because this is our own kind of small universe.
It is
right?
a small, different world, guys.
So it was really is, how can we offer something that other agents aren't offering? And what we were offering was that white glove service, that we were the people that were helping our clients acclimate into the Miami scene and help them grow their networks and do what they needed to come here, what they originally wanted to do. And whether it was helping the families get their kids into the schools, which was a real big issue in the beginning, right? If there's tons of migration happening here and the density is getting larger and larger, then the pool of people trying to get into these top level schools is very difficult. So who is going to be the conduit to get them into the schools? Who's going to get them into the restaurants? Who's going to get them into the right rooms, into the right circles? Who's going to make those introductions to the people that they want to be introduced to? And we knew that we had an extensive network down here, and we had really spread ourselves wide here to make sure that we can get to and serve our clients in that way.
That's absolutely amazing. What do principles mean to you?
principles are the foundation that we all live by and that we all stand by, right? It's your creeds, it's your morality, it's, you know, what's important to you and what are you going to stand on, right? As men, we have to stand on our principles. So what's meaningful is not snaking other people. It's doing good business with the right intent. It's, you know, standing on our word. You know, our word means everything to us. You know, if I give you my word that I'm going to get something done,
100%.
I'm going to follow through with that and to the best of my ability get that done. It's going to be being honest, being transparent, and being a winner. You know, and not taking no for an answer, and doing what needs to get done in order to do what needs to get done.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, they get rich without following a set of principles, and they almost sell their soul along the way.
Absolutely.
You know, you'll see people that'll snake people in the industry, people that'll talk shit about you just to get the deal done, just to steal a client from you.
Yeah.
But those people never last.
Never.
The real longevity comes from the principle-driven men and people of society, and that's why we have the groups that we have. We have Principles Academy for the person that's getting started that wants to get to the next level, but you're aligned on the vision. And then we have the Circle Syndicate for the 7-8 figure earners like us, where we're all aligned with like all the principles you just mentioned is the same exact stuff we live by. And I credit it to my success as well. You know, I mean, it's even crazy. I'm just like, I'm having a moment right now. I'm like looking around. We're just like a bunch of super yachts. Like, I met you 3 years ago, bro. It's absolutely crazy.
It's been a wild ride. And it's only been 3 years if you think about it.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't imagine 10 from now.
What's 10 from now? When you ask me, you know, what's the goal in 10 years? It's freedom. So, like, who knows where it could take us?
100%.
Could there be a Farb Tower that comes up one day? Absolutely.
Maybe.
You know, could there be, could we just continue building upon what we're building on? You know, that's the goal is to just, you know, when a rocket takes flight, you don't stop that rocket, you don't stop that momentum. And so it's to continue the momentum that we have that, you know, we're so blessed to have. You know, it's staying humble along the journey. It's continuing to just do good business and do good by people and to resonate. And then, you know, you've been all over the world. We've been all over the world. It's, you know, to continue to travel, to enjoy, and to do what we want to do without somebody telling us you can't do it.
100%.
You know? I think that's the only really worthy goal of fighting for, right? Because at this point, your mother's retired, grandmother's retired. You did that. I think the day that I saw that, I called you and I said I was one of the most proud people to have witnessed that, because that meant so much to us. Because, you know, one of the reasons why we work so hard is to make sure that our future families and our families right now are taken care of, right?
It's all about legacy.
It's all about legacy. It's all about, it's before you started buying any of the toys or any of the other shit, you called your mom, you called your grandma and said, you're not working anymore. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
And then you took them all over the world. And I thought that there was something so beautiful about that, and that resonated so strongly between me and Max, my brother. And, you know, we really related to that. And I said, you know, that's when you start to see people outside of what they say.
Yes.
Right? There's always something to be said about watch what people do, not what they say.
Yeah.
So when I saw that, I said, you know, that's somebody who I want to be connected to and who I want to stay friends with and stay close with, and who I consider family to me, because that was one of the most beautiful things that I've seen. Because most people, they come into a little cash, they go buy their cars, their watches, or this.
Fucking losers.
Yeah,
like, come on. Failure to your bloodline. Listen, if you have a Lambo, you have a nice watch, your mom's still working, you're a failure to your bloodline. And I hope you have the realization. Yeah, and I hope you have the realization. Guys, I'm going to start a new fucking challenge. It's like, if you're in a position to, let's start a new challenge. Retire your mama, retire your parents.
I love it.
And every single person that does it, we will give some sort of giveaway. We need to start the new trends. Fuck the TikTok dances. Fuck the OnlyFans shit. Fuck all these stupid ass trends that are going on. Let's set real trends to be real men. Let's provide, let's protect, let's keep doing and achieving greatness, and let's take care of the people that took care of us.
Absolutely. And I think that another thing to touch on is, you know, your situation right now, you know, with wifey. I think it's a beautiful thing. You know, I think you guys have a really, really good, you have a great dynamic between the two of you.
Bro.
You know, you guys really play your roles right. And I think that a lot of people and a lot of viewers, and especially whoever's going to be watching this, should really take note of, you know, how to have a healthy relationship and how to really step into the masculine role, the feminine role, and how the both, when they combine, become a superpower. And, you know, it's now it's even more of you have even a deeper purpose to
way deeper. Now I see my family, like my future family, I'm starting to build it.
Exactly.
And like, guys, you know, don't go looking for love. Love will find you.
Absolutely.
You know?
If you work on yourself, if you become physically fit, if you become financially independent, financially free, if you work hard, you build a strong network. If you are surrounded by the right people, right? Everything is energy. Energy feeds everything. So, naturally, if you study the greats like Bob Proctor, the law of attraction,
Yes.
the laws of success, the laws of the universe, if you go and you study the greats and you understand these principles, and then even some of the more modern people that are projecting and teaching these lessons, you'll see that actually it definitely does have a significant impact in your life. And I think
100%.
that when we first met, I was in a much different place.
Same, bro. Same. Yeah, we were both in very different places than we were now.
I did not take my health as serious as I do now. I'm very into biohacking right now. I'm very into my physical fitness. That's absolutely a priority in my life. I'm very and it's transpired into all other aspects of my life, and my brother as well. I call my brother, "Where are you?" I'm at the gym. And I want to go back to one moment that you said that was really powerful. Is if I could go back to my mother's basement and do it all over again to feel what I felt then, I think that there's something so powerful in that message, because when you reach these levels of success, it's so easy to just,
so easy.
It's so easy to just get lazy or get content or, just do fuck all and enjoy life and whatnot, right? You're in Dubai, you're chilling, you're all over the world, you're hanging out. We're all smoking our cigars, living the life we always imagined and dreamed of, right? We built these dream lives, but it's, never forget where it all started. And that hunger I try to keep alive inside of me.
Always.
Till day's end, right? So even though we've accomplished what we set out to accomplish, it's even more prevalent in my life to continue to feel that level of hunger and that drive and that consistency to keep doing what I'm doing, because that's how you push the limits, right?
Yep. 100%, man.
A ceiling's only a ceiling until it's broken.
100%, bro. You dropped a lot of gems on this podcast, man. Listen, I'm very thankful for you hopping on today. I think we had a great conversation. Guys, if you guys don't follow him yet, it's Ryan, RyanFarb on Instagram. And Max over there right behind the camera, it's Max_FARB. Make sure to go give the boys some love. If you're ever coming to Miami and when you're rich a couple years from now and you remember this podcast, you make sure to call us because we got you the best properties in Miami. And thank you so much for hopping on, bro.
I really appreciate you having me on, and anything you ever ask, I'm always down.
Thank you, brother. Good shit.